Hello, hello, and welcome back to another edition of Afternoon Drive here on Joppa Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. It's warm out there, but it is overcast. A little bit of a cloudy Thursday afternoon here in Newburyport, but hope you're all having a good day here. I am straight in from New Hampshire. Took the day today and went up to the Dave Matthews Show last night in Guilford, New Hampshire, which was a excellent time. Nice little venue. Only about 8,000 people, I think that place holds. So. Very small. It's about as intimate as you get for a guest like that. But you guys know I'm a music guy and had some fun at the Dave Matthews Show last night. But we have made it here in one piece. That's always good. Not too much traffic out there today, so that was good here for a nice little almost summer afternoon. So I hope you're all doing well out there. Again, my name is Drew Moholland. This is Afternoon Drive. We do it every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 o'clock for an hour with a couple great guests. We get a couple Newburyport alums in the house today. Ty Terrian and Scott Webster. You might remember those guys. I used to call their hockey games back in the day. They were great athletes all around. So we're going to catch up with those guys in a few minutes. We're excited about that. Always good to bring in some of the alums. Don't forget you can follow the show at Joppa Afternoons on Twitter. That's at Joppa, Joppa Afternoons on Twitter. Good way to stay interactive with the show. You get any questions for guests, shoot them over. If you have any requests or guest suggestions, feel free to hit me up there on Twitter. Always looking for guests, especially as we climb into these summer months when people are going away and stuff. It can be a little bit tougher to find people. So if you see any good stories out there, let me know. I am always interested, and maybe we will put them on the radio here, so that will be good. Just watching a little bit of the U.S. Open golf tournament at Shinnecock. I'm not sure how many of you have had a chance to watch that tournament at all here over the last couple days, but or I'm sorry, it starts today, but the last couple hours, I should say. It is ugly out there. It is windy, and the scores are not good. I just watched before I came in here. Tiger Woods triple bogeyed his first hole, a 7 on the par 4 first hole at Shinnecock, so not a good start. That will be tough to come back from. I think he bogeyed the second one too. As I was leaving the house, I saw him do that. So yeah, not a good start for Tiger Woods. Not out of it by any means, though. There's some bad scores out there. Spieth was like 8 over at one point. I'm not sure what he finished. I think Rory McIlroy was like 10 over. So it is an ugly first day at the U.S. Open there at Shinnecock. Tough conditions. So it's a survival mode sort of day. Make your pars and get out of there if you're a golfer. You know that's easier said than done, especially in tough conditions. So that's the deal at the U.S. Open. Red Sox start a West Coast trip in Seattle tonight. And the World Cup started today with Russia, the host country, getting a win in their first game. Did you see that story that the World Cup may be coming to Foxborough here, since North America won the bid to host the World Cup in 2026, and Robert Kraft heads that committee that kind of launched the bid. So there's a good chance you're going to see football, a different kind of football, I guess the real football, as the rest of the world calls it, at Foxborough Stadium in the World Cup in 2026. So that'd be kind of cool. Big global event right here in our neck of the woods. So that would be fun. We will see how that all plays out. And yeah, just hope you're having a good day. So it's a busy day in the sports world. It's kind of nice to, the Thursdays kind of launch a busy sports week when you have stuff like the World Cup and the U.S. Open kicking into gear. So that is that. And on the weather front, I guess, I don't know. I thought it was supposed to be better today. I don't know. It's been cloudy and overcast kind of all day. Sun peeking out here and there, but not the best of day. But hey, it's not snowing, right? I guess that's the key. So when we get back, we'll bring in Ty Terrian and Scott Webster, talk with these guys, catch up with them in just a moment. Don't forget, follow the show at Joppa Afternoons on Twitter. The radio producer today is Lily Doucette. David Kramer on the TV and the web stream. Hello to everybody watching at home or on the computer, wherever you are in the world. Very excited to catch up with these two guys, though, here in just a moment on Afternoon Drive. Ty Terrian and Scott Webster up next. We'll bring them in after the break. Thanks for tuning in here on a Thursday afternoon. We'll be right back.
You can't pry open the not yet ready petals of a rose. Defy the force of gravity or reverse how the river flows. You can only change the things in your small grasp. Clutch them so tight and hope that they last. I'll be the one who gets to love his call, cash in on his heart and tear down his wall. Will I be the one who gets to finally be with him, enjoy the good times, or just be his victim? I'll be the one who gets to carry his name, fly so high or go down in flames. Will I be the one who shows him how to care, resolve his pain and end his despair? It's hard to find it in long distance heart. Will be brought in by my strong insistent heart. I'll be the one that amends this man, shows him how to give it all and be his final plan. I'll be the one who becomes his only stayer, not just fall down, knocked out by a player. I'll be the one, not just at his leisure, change this man and be his only pleasure. I'll be the one who changes his identity, knock down that wall, keep him for eternity. I'll be the one at his side, not one that looks back and sees us miles wide. It's hard to find it in long distance heart. Will be brought in by my strong insistent heart. I'll be the one that amends this man, shows him how to give it all and be his final plan. It's hard to find it in long distance heart. Will be brought in by my strong insistent heart. I'll be the one that amends this man, shows him how to give it all and be his final plan. I will, I will, I will, I will, I will, I will, I will.
All right, welcome back to Afternoon Drive here on Joppa Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. Thanks for joining us on a Thursday afternoon. Weekend is almost here, and we are joined today by a couple old guys. I'm just kidding. A couple Newburyport alums, though. Ty Terrian and Scott Webster. I remember calling their hockey games. We were just trying to figure out how long ago that was. Ty's older, and he just scared the living you-know-what out of me by telling me he's graduating from college. I can't believe it's already been that long, but good afternoon to you guys. Thanks for coming on the show. Pull that microphone right to you when you talk, and good to see you guys. Good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. It's been a while.
Yep, Scott and Ty, you got the West Virginia shirt on. Can you believe it's been 4 years of college already?
I absolutely cannot. Scott was telling me he was 2 years out of high school, and I had to think about it for a second, and I guess I'm 3. Kind of scary, but
Crazy.
life comes at you fast. I mean, here
Those
we
4
go.
years go by fast, don't they?
Oh, yeah, my God. Going into my senior year, and blink of an eye, it's already getting over and done with. Looking at the real world.
You like the West Virginia? I haven't talked to too many people who go down to West Virginia. You like the experience down there?
Absolutely. absolutely love it. You know, it's a big school, big football program. I mean, since I'm not playing sports down there, kind of became more of a super fan. Not really playing in it, obviously. But yeah, it's a great time down there.
You guys got it all. You got football, basketball.
Yeah, the basketball team went pretty far this year, actually. So those games are always fun to go to.
I'm not. If I remember your hockey style, I'm not too. I'm not too surprised to see you in a little injury cast there.
Yeah, you know, trying to play some sports down there with intramural and stuff, and end up breaking my first bone ever, actually. And
first bone ever in college.
Yeah, in college, seriously. What are the odds of that?
It was a good run.
Yeah, seriously, good run. Coming to an end now.
And Scott, you are. Everybody remembers you as both hockey and baseball. Pitching is kind of what you've made your number one here in college. And I want you to tell everybody where you landed and what you've been doing. I know you've had some injury problems of your own.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm up at Southern New Hampshire. I love it. We did really well this year. Even though I wasn't out there.
Yeah.
We ended up finishing in the Final Four for the national champion for the College World Series, and that's encouraging going into next season. We had.
And you'll be a junior next year, right?
Yeah. Well, so I'll be a sophomore on the field. 'Cause I got
oh, okay.
I got my red shirt.
That's cool. How does that work? You have to like apply for that, and if you're gonna...
no, it's just if you're, because it depends. Like Division II, that you can like grads can play and stuff. So
okay.
It's like you can. Our school has a grad program, so I can just pretty much play through. I still have my eligibility,
gotcha.
Everything straight through until my graduate, so I can like get my master's and stuff there too.
Gotcha. But you still have 3 years of baseball eligibility. All four.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Wow. So you got a long road ahead of you. So you got to get yourself healthy. What happened? Labrum, you said?
Yeah, labrum. Had a slap repair in my shoulder, like right before the start of last season. Just bad timing, and now that it's getting.
Did you say
closer.
A slap repair?
Yeah, it's in the back. It's like that's what it's called. It's like in the back here. I don't exactly know what it does.
You probably learned more about it than a lot of us know. That's tough. Must be tough to watch the boys out there when.
It's been tough 2 years, but
yeah.
We get a lot of young talent on the team next year. We're going to be really good, so looking forward to it.
And you're just about back to healthy, you said. Almost feeling 100%?
Oh, yeah.
We'd like talking 90% right now, or?
Yeah.
You throwing the ball at all, or are they kind of?
No, I'm throwing the ball. I've been going to probably start playing in the next 2 weeks here.
Okay.
But been back up.
I'm sure they got you on a very strict regimen, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, they don't mess around with that stuff, as they should not in college. So very cool. Ty, when made you go to West Virginia? First of all, I'm always curious when people take off from Newburyport and get way out of town.
You know, I'm always getting that question. Kid from Newburyport going to West Virginia. No one was really there. I didn't really know anyone. I was kind of intrigued by the big atmosphere down there. You know, big school.
Yeah.
We got a big personality. So, you know, go down, wing it, have a good time. Like, and I loved it. I mean, hey, I went down. I'm having a great time. Got to experience the football games, basketball games, and didn't look back. Got out of Massachusetts for a little, and now I'm coming back in a year already, and it went by so fast, but I'm happy I did it. I mean, I'm happy I got out, happy I traveled a little bit.
When do you guys how long have you been back for? Is it a couple weeks now, or has it been longer?
I've been back for about a month and a half, actually.
Oh, really? And you guys get back earlier.
Yeah, because I go back to school like August 10th.
And that is an early start.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's a little bit of a different summer there. I mean, like the UMass guys, I think they get pretty much all of August, right?
Yeah, they go back in September.
I went back September 2nd last year.
September 2nd for you, Scott. Okay, wow, so that's interesting. So, you got to take advantage of the summer right now. What's been going on back here? Is this like a cool time where you get to catch up with old friends that, whatever? Or are you guys working?
Yeah, I mean, hey, like, you get to catch up with your friends, but now everyone's working internships and getting kind of in the real world. And it's kind of like, all right, you get to see your friends Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But, I'm working an internship, and then I'm working down at Michael's Harborside, too, on the weekends, kind of getting the best of both worlds.
There you go.
I mean, college students, kind of poor, not really trying to make my way every semester.
I do remember that part.
Yeah.
Scott, how about you? You get, do you even have time with all your baseball rehabbing programs to do any of this stuff? Or no time for friends, no time for work?
No, I see all my buddies when I'm home, and that's nice, and that's why I want to, stay around here and play summer ball around here, so I can be around them, and it's not it's a long summer and stuff. So I mean, it's a lot of games and stuff. So I'm excited.
Is it weird when you guys you guys weren't even in the same grade year? You probably played 2 years together, right? hockey? Three years together.
Yeah, 3
okay.
years.
So the is it weird like when you branch off and go your own separate ways? Like I don't know how often you guys
I
see
don't know,
each
it
other,
was
but
I'm sure like for like them it was weird when we lost like Travel Island and stuff. Like and for like
Yeah.
us it was like they were like such like big parts of like our team too. So it's like filling voids and like as the years go on, like it just changes and stuff and like it's just like. Those are guys that we could have used to make it further the next year and stuff. And
yeah, it must be weird as a younger guy, especially when you were a younger guy, Scott, who was played a big role in all those teams, and which is not everybody plays as a young age as you did, but you lose those key pieces, and you're like, oh, that's gonna be tough to replace.
Yeah, especially our junior year, where that was the year that we really thought we definitely had the pieces, I think, to make a run that year, and I think that we should not have lost.
Yeah, that was on the.
So like it was tough.
I remember the hockey coach Paul Yameen was very saddened that year. He thought the same thing. That was you remember that game? What game was that? I'm trying to remember who knocked you out.
We got a bye the first round.
Grab that mic when you go.
It was,
I forget.
Winchester.
Yeah, I actually was going to say Winchester too. Yeah, I thought so too. That was a weird game, very weird game. But anyways, we won't go back to that stuff. But the flashback, yeah, you guys both look scared when I brought up that game. But obviously, you guys loved doing the. You did hockey and baseball.
Yeah.
Was there a third?
I played football my freshman.
You did football too, okay.
Yeah,
and then
freshman year.
Just freshman year, and then Ty, what else did you play?
Hockey and football.
Yeah, grab that. Don't
Yeah,
you won't break the mic. Don't worry if you grab it.
We don't snap my hand again, but yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no,
don't hurt yourself.
It's all good.
Grab it for him, Scott, next time.
It's all good. I'm not that handicapped. But yeah, I played hockey and football. I played lacrosse my first year, but wasn't really for me. I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, big hockey and football guy. Loved
There you
it.
go. Have you seen these girls, Newburyport lacrosse girls?
I've been hearing them on Twitter. I was looking once in a while. I've heard they've been absolutely killing it.
It's unbelievable. Like
Yeah,
2
it's
undefeated
wild.
seasons.
I know. It's like,
crazy.
oh my god.
They won the state championship last year.
No, they lost a heartbreaker at the championship game. But I think it seems as though the people I talk to, it's going to be a. Not smooth sailing, obviously, but it looks like they have a nice path to probably go to the championship game, and they're talking about the matchup already at the end. I forget the team that's really good on the other side, and I don't even know if it's who beat them last year. But there's another juggernaut on the other side of the state, I guess, that people have been talking about. So
It's always awesome to hear about, though.
yeah, it is cool.
Yeah.
The program's in pretty good shape. Finally, the hockey boys rebounded this year. You guys must like seeing that.
Yeah, it's always good
Do you guys follow those things, or is it just too busy in college life? You got your own things to do, I know, but
No, I'm still checking up on the hockey scores every once in a while, trying to look up how they're doing each season. Football sometimes too, hockey mostly.
yeah.
Just see how Yameen's doing and all that.
You ever talk to the coaches?
Yeah, once in a while. So it's always good to catch up with them. Now that I'm 21, I'm kind of seeing a couple of them out and about. So it's always good to see them out, get a beer with them.
That's always a strange moment, isn't it? It's still something weird about that.
It's great. It's great. I saw Gator last week. Me and him were catching up, and he was pretty shocked that I was out and about downtown Newburyport. I'm like, hey, I am 21 now. I'm like, don't worry, I'm not going to get in trouble.
I remember that. You get that first look, like, wait a second, how old are you? You're supposed to be here because they always think of you guys still as, the 16-year-olds.
Exactly,
But,
exactly. And I think of myself as that way too. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh wait, I'm actually 21.
How about you, Scott? You still talk with your past coaches and all that stuff from Newburyport?
I go back and see Coach Amin often in the year.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when I come back for PT and stuff, I'll always stop by the high school.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you always spoke very highly of him. You guys had a pretty unique relationship too, didn't you?
Yeah, all of us, I'd say. He
drove each other crazy sometimes.
Definitely a part of our program was him having close relationships with kids.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think in the other sports you guys played, so baseball for you, that coaching has turned over since you were there, right?
Yeah, but I had him senior year.
Senior year, okay. Which is
Coach Rowe.
Rowe, thank you. And football has definitely changed since you've been there.
Yeah, I had Gadiano.
Okay, that's right. Coach Eddie Gadiano, who was a longtime coach.
Right? Two coaches since.
Two coaches.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, because
the
the
Texas
the guy left.
yeah, that's right. I think he went back to Texas. So yeah, pretty. It's funny how those things happen when you go, huh?
Yeah,
So
wow.
so what's what has been the biggest? Well, I guess you kind of have it mastered because you've made it to senior year. Let's put it that way. What was the biggest learning curve going Newburyport to college life?
Biggest learning curve for me, I'd honestly say, is not being on a sports team down there and trying to basically fit in with new people in a whole new atmosphere. So it's like you go down there, you don't really know anyone. You're starting out from square one.
Yep.
So it was kind of different, but it's a good culture shock. It's something I think everyone should go out and try to do once in a while, or not once in a while because you can only do it once. But yeah, but
No, I get it.
actually,
They'll jump into things that you're not exactly comfortable with. It's
exactly.
good. Yeah.
I mean, it helped me out a lot, and yeah, I loved it, and it shaped me into who I was, and let me experience things that I probably wouldn't experience if I went to school somewhere where I knew everyone. So that's why.
If you had if the Titarian method of picking a school, what did you have several local schools as well as possible options, and you had like a handful that you were debating between, or was like, you know what, I want to go to West Virginia?
No, I was debating between 4 schools. It was Alabama, Coastal Carolina, West Virginia, and somewhere in Tampa.
Okay.
So I was kind of just set.
You just wanted warm
I was
weather.
dead set. I was like, all right. I was like, we're going
Well, West
somewhere.
Virginia's not really. How hot does it get there?
It gets pretty hot. I mean, throughout the spring.
But they have
it was
like winters though.
Yeah, we get snow sometimes.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun when it gets snowy down there too. The hills are enormous. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, you see cars go flying. I mean,
Nobody knows how to drive in it.
luckily my car did not go flying this year. My God, I was happy about that.
Yeah.
But it's pretty wild down there.
Cool. How about Scott? And Scott, you had the schools were coming after you to pitch. I know that. How did you end up leaning toward, and then eventually picking Southern New Hampshire?
It was pretty late. I was like not even really considering them because they weren't even. I haven't even had contact with them.
Oh, really?
Until, like after all the other schools I was in contact with, and I was almost positive I was going to UMaine at one point. And then,
Up in Orono?
Yeah,
Would have been a little further up there, huh?
Yeah, but and then I got a call from Scott Loazo, coach up at Southern New Hampshire.
Is he the head coach?
And, yeah.
Yeah.
And he had me come down for a visit, and then I committed, I think 2-3 nights after that. And maybe
Wow.
actually later that day, I want to say actually, and then I think he kind of just closed it up. And
Was that just liking the coach's approach? And you're like, I want to play for that guy?
I was
Or?
just really impressed. Like out of everywhere I visited, there's definitely some pretty good coaches out there. Northeastern has Tom Glavin's brother, who was a really good coach, Mike Glavin.
Yep.
And then I just went up there, and he just blew me. Like I just really thought that I was a guy who I wanted to play for. And
You ever get to work with Tom? You ever come by? You guys got both lefties, right?
yep.
Lefties.
No, I'm a righty.
Oh, you played hockey lefty though, didn't you?
I'm a lefty in hockey. Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's right. Did you know that? You didn't know that, Ty?
I honestly thought he was left.
I don't feel bad anymore. News to Ty Terry, and that Scott Webster throws righty.
righty in baseball.
How about that? When do you learn? I can't like imagine throwing like a baseball with my left hand. It's just
When I was hurt, I that's what I just did. I just would play catch with my left hand, so now I can with both.
Well, really?
But like it's like not the same. It just gets sore really quick. But like it's way weaker.
When you obviously it comes natural. So I understand the human element of that's your natural way. It just happens. But like when you're like growing up, when does it hit you that like, all right, my natural hockey style is lefty, and I'm going to throw a baseball already?
I don't know. I just think I don't know.
It's probably something that those people never think about, you know? There's a lot of people that do that, you know? Throw righty, hit lefty. I think that's the common one, right? Throw righty, hit lefty.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's
essentially.
common.
Is that what you do? You hit lefty too?
Well, I hit both like in my first few years of high school, and then I just ended up going to just hitting righty once I focused more on pitching.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Interesting. That's very interesting stuff. Again, we're joined here by Scott Webster and Ty Terry and a couple Newburyport alums. They were great athletes back in the day. Ty is finishing up college, which is a crazy time, I know, and Scott is battling back off an injury, pitching at Southern New Hampshire, and he'll be almost back to 100%, ready to go for next baseball season. So you can start checking in on those guys and hopefully seeing some good numbers. Ty, what's the weirdness right now? You're talking about internships. Like, is the real life thing hit you in the head here and started to scare you, or?
I mean, I'm excited, but at the same time, it's kind of scary. It's like, wow, like,
yeah.
Monday to Friday, you're working. You're not really hanging out with your friends anymore. You're not really going out and doing whatever
You could
want
still
to
hang
do.
out with friends.
Exactly.
There's
Yeah,
no
I'm
rule
not saying
about
it's the end
that.
of the world. I mean, it's life. But I'm excited for it. I mean, I got one more year left. I'm going to ride out my last year and get down there and live it up a little bit.
You're going to do what Scott does. He's going to get some extra college
know,
time with the injury here.
Maybe I'll redshirt too, just for a football season or something. You never know.
For intramural football.
Exactly. Take my injury off and go back down and hopefully play some more again. But it's kind of wild. It went by real fast, but I'm excited.
You mentioned not doing, not having like a sport. You guys are used to being like the big athletes in high school, and then you go to college and you have these, crazy. West Virginia, you get these crazy athletes. What do you do the intramural things and stuff just to keep playing?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, we're doing every intramural.
Is that good advice? I always tell people like it's great to get involved with that because you meet new people, especially if you're going. Would that be your advice as well?
I think intramurals was great. I mean, freshman year, you just get together with like a bunch of guys in the dorm. You go out, you play football. I mean, you can't really play hockey down there because it's like equipment and all that. So you just get used to like basketball, all that stuff, and it's great. You meet great people. It's competitive stuff. Flashbacks to high school, so you still get that competitive edge everyone's looking for.
That's too funny. So that's good. So you've stayed involved. Is that a great way to just meet people too? That's probably the best way to meet people.
Yeah, best
right?
way
Play
to meet
sports
people.
with them?
Even when you're playing against kids, I mean, obviously they're still going to the same college. You're still going out with them. You see them out. It's a great relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, I met some of my good friends do that, and we're still playing. And I took an injury this year, but definitely be playing next year.
This is a fancy looking cast here.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I came home from the summer. I had to get surgery and whatnot, and then he said he was going to put me in a hard cast for 6 weeks.
Here, hold that up. I'll give this back to you. Hold this up here. I want people to see the. You got wires sticking out of it.
I got a little couple wires. It's,
actually, go to this camera. It's on the other one.
It's an XO cast. So, I get to take it off. I get full movement. But the doctor told me not to take it off a lot. I'm trying to stick
That's good.
to it.
So you go on camera and take it off. Good
I know. Hey, hopefully he's not watching right now because he wouldn't be too happy with me. But it's not bad. I mean, I'm hanging in there. I only got a couple weeks left, and then I got physical therapy. But it's just funny that my first injury happens down in an intramural sport at college. Just playing around a little bit.
Scott, you never had too many. Maybe I'm trying to remember back. My memory's not too great, but the high school days, like you were always durable during the hockey season. It seems. Did you have many injuries?
I never missed a game or.
Is that right? Never missed one.
My only game I missed was my freshman year, but I wasn't going to be playing anyways, and I was sick. It was like right at the beginning of the season, a Masco game. I got pneumonia, and I was like sick for a few days, so I missed a game. But I never missed a game in high school for any sport.
Wow. And you too, Ty? You said the same thing?
Yeah, no, I don't think I missed one.
Grab that mic too.
Sorry, I'm yelling into the mic. Right now. But I really didn't get any injuries in high school. Luckily, I was happy about that, and
football,
never missed a game.
Yeah, I mean,
I got
hockey,
hurt
football?
once during football. There was just a quick injury. I think it was like for half a game. It's probably just me being a little dramatic like I always am, but hey, what are you going to do about it?
You should have seen, actually. I remember it was, I think, the year after you guys left, maybe a couple of years removed. Maybe I'll just hedge it so I don't necessarily pinpoint the kids, but there was a flu bug, or as your coach referred to it as, Coach Yameen referred to it as it's like a flu bug going around the room. We're like 5 players down.
Oh my God, we had one of those one year. I remember that.
He wasn't thrilled that, if you can imagine your coach going, so we're all gonna sit out with the flu tonight. Okay. Sure.
Yikes.
Sure.
Yeah, he would not be good.
Sure,
with
that'll be good. You guys can imagine what that conversation was like.
Yeah, no shot. No shot.
Yeah, different group there a couple times after you guys left, but very good. All right, we're joined by Ty Terrian and Scott Webster. We're flying along here. We're going to take our quick little break. Be right back in just a moment. I have a few topics I want to get to with these guys that want to know. They're interesting to get their opinions on, so we'll do that when we get back. Again, Ty Terrian, Scott Webster, a couple Newburyport alums. They were great athletes back in the day. Scott's pitching in southern New Hampshire, and Ty is about to finish up senior year, going into senior year, so at West Virginia. So good perspectives here. We'll be right back. It's Afternoon Drive on Joppa Radio. My name's Drew Moholland. Keep it right here.
Say the warm wind is coming back someday. Return to me just what I lack. Even if it takes it back the next day.
All right, welcome on back to Afternoon Drive here on Joppa Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. It's good catching up with the alums because, there you go. See, that is a good behavior right there. I told Scott to keep the coffee away from the board here, and he has caught his mistake. Good job. But Scott Webster, Ty Terrian in the house. Fun catching up with these guys who I called their hockey games for not long ago, and we're just kind of talking off the air about the current teams and some old stories and how an old a player who was still on the team this year in his younger days, I scored a goal, Owen Bradbury, and I miscalled it. I gave the goal to somebody else, and you guys remember he never let me hear the end of it. It was bad. He still lets me hear it every time I see him, so I'll give another apology to Owen Bradbury. But we were just talking, a lot of those guys on the hockey team, they grew up quite a bit this year and had a great year, so I know you guys were proud to see that, and you were saying that you both like to check on back in, which is cool. How about as far as like the school stuff goes? I mean, obviously you're into the sports. Like, do you find yourself like going back to you say you go back to see coaches, I guess. Like, is there any other reason to go back? Do you ever visit old teachers or stuff like that?
Erin Connors, she's like the best.
Who was it?
Erin Connors. She was like a teacher.
Your favorite teacher?
Oh, yeah, I go back and see her sometimes. But
What does she teach?
She's like she just like helps you with everything.
With everything. A life lesson teacher. Very good. Well, that's good.
She just helps you with like all kind of work. She's like a tutor. She's like everything.
Oh, okay.
She just helps you with every subject.
Well, that's good advice for a middle schooler there. Keep that name written down. How about you, Ty? You go back. Do you got a favorite teacher you like to keep in touch with, or?
Not. I mean, I haven't stayed in touch that much, to be honest.
Any officials from?
Yeah, no, they weren't the biggest fans of me, to be honest, either. But
for those of you who don't know, Ty played a very physical, think like talented player, but also like edgy. So think like a Brad Marchand kind of style, I would say. How about that?
I
That's a good compliment,
huh?
Getting under the skin of some
Yeah,
guys.
it was good. It was good. But yeah, no, there was a lot of great teachers at Newburyport High. I mean, I haven't really kept in touch with any. Well, I mean, I went back in after the first year and stuff, but after that, I mean, it's kind of hard to stay in touch with everything going on and everything, everyday life. But yeah,
everyday life.
yeah.
What you know what, an interesting story. Sometimes I like with you old guys. It's because this blew my mind. I've brought it up, I think, like the last 3 shows because I'm always very curious. I think I've had a coach on, current high schoolers, and now I get the middle ground of guys who are in college and have graduated. So this is good perspective. But did you guys see the story of the Saugus kids? The had to get banned from their playoff games because all right, so I think your mind will be blown on this story because of cigars on the graduation field.
Really?
For graduation, you celebrate with a cigar.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I definitely did last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, they what?
I think it was last year, right?
No, it was just a couple weeks ago.
Really?
That happened
was it
during
my
my graduation. That happened to a couple kids for lacrosse.
For Newburyport?
Because I remember
really?
Mike Shea and Matt Kelleher used to play lacrosse, and I'm really tight with them. And I remember it was a huge deal because kids, I forget what team it was at a different high school that they were playing in the playoff game.
And that was it?
Got suspended for smoking cigars, and it's funny because I mean, like, I'm not gonna say Mike and Matt were, but I mean,
yeah, I know.
Maybe they were, maybe they weren't, but I mean, I know
have
kids at Newburyport do it all the time.
Oh, everybody! I think every school does it. I have
yeah, it's like a celebratory.
My mother has a framed picture of all my buddies, and we're all there with. I didn't even smoke, but I was just holding the thing, you know.
Hold one. Yeah.
It was just kind of the thing to do at the time, but I don't know. I just for some reason that just like pained me. Like all those seniors, like last sport, they're in the playoffs, and like then all of a sudden, like really, I'm gonna miss because of this.
Messed up. That's messed up. It's like not. Like if you've been there, like I don't understand how anyone that's been in that position could ever do that to somebody.
And you guys remember? I remember talking to. I think for you it would have been baseball. The last thing I remember talking with you, Scott, back at the time about how. Like you just want that last season to keep going. You just want to keep winning and winning and winning.
It's tough. But it's just we had a tough baseball season. It didn't work out like how we thought it was gonna. We had a really talented team my senior year for baseball. I thought we were gonna make a run for sure.
And it's heartbreaking when it ends, doesn't it?
We just were not good. we didn't play well at all.
It is.
We never put it together, and like. It was a team the year before we only lost like 3-4 or something. I don't even know, something like not a huge number of kids. It wasn't a big class. I don't think the year above us. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And then it was just like disappointing. We thought we
Yeah. Did you? And when it eventually does hit you, like you walk off the. For you, it would have been what? Was it hockey? Would have been your last?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hockey was my
So
last
you
one.
leave the ice, and it's like, all right, that's it.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
That hit me a little harder with
Yeah.
hockey because baseball, at least I knew I was going to keep playing. So like,
Yeah,
it wasn't
that's
really
true.
a big deal for me, and I was happy that it ended. Happy it ended not in the playoffs because we just like didn't miss it, but at least we went into it. No, I don't know. It's just a different
Yeah.
a different type of last game. Like at
Yeah.
that point, we were already we knew we were done like before that, so we were just kind of playing, have fun. And we went on a run like at the end, even though we didn't have a chance.
Yeah. It is crazy. So I don't know. For some reason, that always makes me feel bad when the seniors have to miss a game for something that seems like that a lot of people do. But anyways, current events topics with Ty Terrian and Scott Webster here on Joppa Afternoon Drive. What's the weirdest part about coming home and seeing all the old friends and bumping into people that are home from college and people change a lot or pretty much everybody the same?
No, you definitely come home and you're like, it's like different. Like it's just like coming home and seeing your dog, kind of like every time you come home, it's different.
Do you have a dog?
Yeah.
So you missed the dog. I missed my dog incredibly in college.
You go to school and you come back, and every time like they like age more. Like you see it more because you're not there all the time.
Yeah.
It goes so slow.
Yeah.
So it's just like everyone does look a little bit different, you know. Like it's funny like running into some people that like you don't, not necessarily people you still see. I still see a lot of my good buddies, but like running into some people that you don't see every day and how some of them look so much different.
How about you, Ty? You got any pets at home?
I do have pets. Yes, I do have 2 dogs. Absolutely love them. No, I think the weirdest thing for me is coming back and talking to some of these high schoolers that are graduating that are like, oh, I'm going to so-and-so. And I'm like, I don't even think I was in high school with you. And I'm like, and you're going to college. Like, I'm like,
yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, some of these kids, it's really cool to watch them grow up and stuff. Like, I know, like, some of the seniors that just graduated, I played hockey with, too, like Justin Knight and all them.
Yep.
They're all going off to
Man,
college.
he grew into a player, huh?
I know.
Yeah.
It's just great. It's crazy to see. It's like you're playing with them as a freshman. You're kind of looking at them like, oh, like they're a young kid. Like you go to college, and all of a sudden you come back and you're going to their graduation party, and you're like, wow, I'm getting up there a little bit. But you know, it's cool to see. It's fun to see everyone grow up and who they grow into and stuff.
Do you guys both come back and live with the families? Is that the that's always a weird adjustment, isn't it? I think every college kid can relate to that. I mean, like,
I honestly like it. Home cooked meals.
I did too.
You're not paying for utilities. You're not.
It's always nice going and being on your own at school and stuff at the house, but it's so nice to be able to come home and stuff. And
there are things you take for granted when you go for college, aren't there?
Yes, there is.
Wait, I gotta do my own laundry? What? And the home cooked meals is a big one. How's the college food these days?
It's
not bad.
I don't eat it.
You don't. Two very, very different answers there.
Yeah, it's not bad at all, actually.
West Virginia, good. All right, there's something for people that are thinking about West Virginia.
Yeah,
Food, good.
Food's decent.
Any other Newburyport people going out there or no?
Me, Riley Brown, and Sean Crowther. They all play hockey
younger
too.
guys are
Cool, yeah. So we're all actually in the same
Riley's in my
fraternity.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all
Sean's
one grade
below
below.
us.
Okay. So a couple.
it's pretty cool.
You paved the way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Did anybody go before you that you were able to pick the brain of? Or?
Trav Weil went, but then he transferred back to UMass.
What is it, a hockey thing? Hockey guys all go out there?
Yeah, I mean, I
Down
guess
there?
so. I guess it's just a big push for that.
That's cool. How about you, Scott? Same question. What was my question? I don't even remember my question. Oh, we're talking
went
about
to my school.
people. Yeah, did people go to Southern New Hampshire that you knew, or?
No, not yet. My sister's coming there next year.
That's right. Yeah, you had mentioned that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, when I went there's nobody there from. No.
So she visited you and liked the school.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what happened with my sister. Did the same thing at Bryant. She went there and followed my. It's different actually because you don't if you guys know, even small schools, you're not necessarily bumping into people all the time.
No,
but
yeah,
it is strange
I
to
bump into people all the time. My school's only about it's a little under 5,000.
Yeah, I think that's what mine was.
So it's
So you'll bump into sis a little bit.
Yeah, I'll hang out with her absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That must make the family kind of proud, huh?
Yeah.
They're looking out for each other there. That's good. And of course, you get the she has the ins of knowing your friends now and all that. You can show her their rounds and all that.
She already knows a lot of them too.
And who to stay away from.
They've been around.
Yes. No, that's good. We're joined here again by Scott Webster, Ty Terrian. Final few minutes here. We've been catching up the Newburyport alums, great athletes back in the day. What's the one thing you guys miss the most about high school life at Newburyport?
I can say for myself, definitely.
Scott first,
like, being on a team at college, like, it is, I love everybody on my team and everything, but, like, I've only known still, like, some of my best friends that I'll have for a long time are on the team, but, like, it's still not your high school friends that you grew up with. And you're not playing in front of all your friends from high school from when you were however you're, like, you know, usually, like, your whole entire school life, like, in kindergarten, like, it's all the same kids, and then, like, getting to play with them, it's, like, all pretty much the kids that I come back and see, like, now, so it's just, like, that you definitely miss that, like, it's just, like, the camaraderie and that stuff, like, when you have all your best buds around. I don't know. Yeah,
that is something unique, right? You go through Little League with all these kids and youth hockey and all that, and, you know, you
go through so much with those.
You know everything about these kids by the time you get to high school. And college, it is kind of throw the good players together real quickly and see if they gel, right?
Yep.
How about you, Ty?
The one thing I do miss about high school is definitely sports teams, like with the hockey team and stuff, even just being in the locker room. I mean, you're with these guys every day. You're doing the same thing every day. You're practicing. You're all going through the same thing. Like, when you win, you win. You do your thing together. It's just a blast. Seeing everyone in the hallways, everyone gets into it. It's just like a whole event almost. And
pasta parties, all that stuff.
Exactly. All that.
You guys used to have some. I remember the coaches staff would go to those things sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
it was pretty good. We had some good pasta parties.
But mostly on the hockey side. It seems like the hockey side's usually the more of the epic pasta party team. Well, football's probably big too.
Football was a big one too.
Baseball too.
Baseball too.
My last 2 years.
Yeah, it's a nice little team camaraderie building thing. I think that they have. I'm hearing the last group of athletes that came in here, they were saying like the coaches don't really go to those things as much. Maybe it depends on the coach.
I don't think coach ever went to a pasta party.
My freshman year, a couple of them did.
Really?
Yeah, they definitely used to. I thought they did. Yeah, they used to stop by a couple of them. I remember.
Never when I was there. They never came. No way.
I remember they stopped by.
See, maybe you're just old, Ty. I don't know. I think it's changing.
Now you're making me feel older. I'm like, oh my god.
Because they used to. I was surprised by that too. They always used to come when I was in high school.
I mean, once in a while they'd stop by, get some food. I mean, hey, it's free food.
At least pop in for a little bit.
It's good food. Show your face. Get ready for the game tomorrow. Make sure everyone's getting in check.
It seems like not so much of it anymore, though. That's the feel I'm getting anyway. Things have changed a little bit.
Yeah, things have changed a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
So what do you guys do during the summer to stay busy besides work? Do you already told me off the air, we were talking about the U.S. Open. You guys are not golfers, so you're not golfing yet. You're obviously not golfing with that injury. Probably you can't. You can't swing a club either.
I can't swing a club. I haven't been able to golf.
Do they have you on like surveillance, Scott? Like the authorities at Southern New Hampshire making sure?
I couldn't do much. I was like 4 months until I could like run because of the running motion.
Yeah.
And now I've been throwing for like 6 months.
How tough is that to be on the shelf and just? I'm sure there's things you feel like you can do.
It was tough because I was gonna play that year, and I knew like going into it after playing in that Futures League that I could play at that level and stuff. And I was confident and stuff, and it just didn't go my way. And I mean, I think from looking at it from a different perspective, it was kind of a good thing. I learned a lot, I think, watching the game from a different perspective since I've never been on that side of it.
Yeah.
And I think I took a lot of stuff maturing on the field wise, like learning stuff that I thought I already knew and stuff, and kind of just looking at it from a viewer perspective.
Would that be your advice to somebody? Because I mean, these injuries are not tough to. I mean, they are tough to get through.
They're mentally very tough, just because you're just. It's just very repetitive, and it's very particulate. You need to. You have to be very patient, and like it's hard to be patient when you're somebody that, wants to be playing. So it's just,
Did they? Do you? I mean, you probably have some younger guys even that are coming up throwing the ball now. Do you find yourself working with them, or maybe trying to, vicariously give some tips through, even though you can't throw it yourself?
Definitely.
Work on the curveball.
Definitely try and work with the younger guys and stuff, and kind of show them way around, because it definitely takes a year to adjust. Like having 2 years now under my belt, like I'm still at practice every day. I'm still lifting with them every morning. So it's still around. I played the whole fall my freshman year and stuff, and it was only 2 days before we left for Florida is when I found out. So then got surgery a couple months later, and here I am now.
Crazy. On the radio again. How about you, Ty? What is the best advice? Because graduation just happened for a lot of these schools. What is your best advice to the kid right now that's got those pre-college jitters? Senior summer, all the senior week stuff is ending. They're counting on the calendar.
It's a little nerve-wracking here and there.
Everybody gets nervous, right?
It gets that.
You're like the most confident like high schooler in the world, but even you were a little.
No, I definitely wasn't going down to West Virginia. I was the first to leave, and I was like, oh my god, and my anxiety was through the roof. I was like, geez, but no, it's good. I mean, it's a great experience. Everyone's to go out, you have fun. I mean, it's college. Everyone always tells you, live it up. It goes by fast. It does.
Yeah.
You got 4 years, and then boom, real world. I mean, hey, or you could redshirt like we were talking about like, extra semester. But no, it's great. I mean, go in with a positive attitude. Go in, think of the best of it, make the best of it. You meet some great people out there. Join as much as you can, and just get the most of it.
Yeah, and you're seeing all sorts of different cultures down there.
Oh yeah.
What have you made like really good friends from probably all across the country, or?
Yeah, I made some great friends. I mean, most.
Or is it like somebody from Amesbury or something?
No, actually, some of the kids are from around here. I remember I bumped into this one kid. I was talking to him for a while my freshman year, and me and him were just kind of, I was going to say shooting, but we were talking about everything. We were talking about hockey, and I ended up playing that kid. He was down in the Cape. We played him in the Cape tournament.
Oh, wow.
When I was a sophomore, and he was a sophomore, and we're actually pretty good friends now. So
oh, cool.
That. But I met some great friends in college. Now they're all down in Ohio, Cleveland, Florida. Yeah. It's like, it's cool, though, to see everyone come in from all different states and just get to know each other. And
what was the toughest adjustment? What's the was it the food? Well, you like the food, so I guess you just do the cafeteria, right?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I mean, freshman year you get the meal plan, and I mean,
how about living with people? You get like assigned a roommate right away?
Yeah, I got assigned a roommate. I actually had an absolutely terrible experience with my first roommate. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I had to move out of my first dorm.
Oh boy.
I mean, I went down to West Virginia thinking, oh, like West Virginia, like pretty big party school. Like, hopefully my roommate's pretty cool. Nope, he was in ROTC, went to bed at 8 p.m., woke up at 4 a.m.
Ooh, that's tough.
Me and him were on polar opposite schedules. He didn't drink. He didn't go out. He didn't do sports. He was stealing my snacks, which I definitely was keeping tabs on.
Wow.
But we didn't really get along, so I ended up moving in with
the snacks was probably the last straw.
That was it. It was like, poor college student buying like Cliff Bars and whatnot. I was like, can't be taking those. Come on. But no, it was funny. It was all right. Me and him still kind of talked after we moved out.
Oh, that's nice.
Like, we knew. We were like, we're just not. One's waking me up at 4 a.m. I'm waking him up at 1 a.m. when I'm coming in. And it's just like didn't work out as well as we thought it would.
Is the advice on that probably try to stay patient, but also get yourself out of a bad situation?
Yeah, definitely.
Is that the best advice?
Stay patient. I mean, you get curveballs thrown at you in college too. So I mean, I went at it with a smile, and we worked at it for a little while, and then I was like, wow, maybe I should let this kid get some rest, and I need some rest as well. I can't be doing this and going to class. So we parted ways, but it worked out well. Everything ended up going smooth.
It's fun. I went the random road too. I almost actually, from meeting somebody, what's that first orientation or whatever, and you meet people, and you're like, yeah, you'd be a cool roommate. And I thought about doing that, and then like the very next thing they say is, we really, really advise not thinking you really like this person after a couple hours. And I was like, maybe we should take that advice. We'll go random, and we did. So I ended up going the random route, and I was actually pretty polar opposites too. Not so much on the sleeping thing. That would have really bothered me.
Yeah, it sucked.
That we were pretty similar in that regard. So at least we were sleeping, but it was like kind of opposites. But in the end, like I ended up sticking through and learned a lot from the kid, and he ended up being like one of my good friends, and we'd go out and actually be friends. That actually worked out well. It was kind of cool. Different, but good. So.
Yeah, I had a good amount of friends down at West Virginia that had random roommates, and I mean, my big group, like they're all best friends too. They're like, oh, I loved living with them freshman year. And it's
don't be scared. Crazy by the Ty Terrian story.
Yeah, get to know someone. Give a couple months.
There you go. How about Scott? Scott Webster. Did you have to live with the baseball kids? Did they put you guys together? Or?
I mean, we didn't. I don't think we had to. I know there's some people that didn't room with baseball kids their freshman year, but I was, and he had a girlfriend, and it didn't work out.
That's always weird when you get too many people coming around.
Like he lived 15 minutes away, so he was just like literally living out of his house.
Oh, gotcha.
In the room and stuff. And when he would stay, it was for like morning lift, but like we were on different schedules because I'm a pitcher and he's he's a position player, so we're on different schedules because there's like 50 kids on the team.
Yep.
So he would wake up at like 5 for like 5:45, 6 a.m. lift or whatever, and you have to eat breakfast and stuff, and it just I couldn't do it.
What time are you guys getting up now that you're home?
When I'm at home.
What do you get up in the summertime?
10 o'clock.
How about you, Ty?
I'm getting up around 8:45 for the internship.
All right. So neither one of those.
9:30, like today I got up at 9. Like just depends on the day. 'Cause sometimes I have to throw. Sometimes I have PT.
All right. So you guys aren't bad.
No,
Because
I wish I could be that.
Some of these kids at like
On the weekend, I'll mix in like a nice like
at 1 o'clock. Yeah, that's late.
Sunday.
As my grandfather said, the day is literally half over.
Yeah.
The kids that are graduated now, I have noticed, like, you try to, for whatever, booking shows and all that stuff. Some of them will get back to me at like 1:30 in the afternoon, just graduated, first couple weeks off, and they're like, oh yeah, sorry, just waking up. I'm like, just waking up?
Yeah.
It's almost 2, it's going to be sunset in 4 hours. So anyways, I'm glad to hear you guys are getting up early. Fairly early anyway. From the guy who goes to work at 3 in the morning, which is true, by the way. Yeah, it's a little different, but cool. So that's it, boys. Quick show, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Hopefully it wasn't too painless. It was good to catch in with you guys. Final. I kind of like to going off the college advice. Final words of wisdom for the kids about to take the leap into the college atmosphere. Scott Webster.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say play intramurals. I played flag football. And now it's a good time, and those were all the kids that are my best friends now. Like my best friends at school are not even baseball kids. So like,
look at you doing intramurals even with the real sports going on, huh?
Football. My coach encourages it. Like a lot of coaches don't, and he just likes if we like. He loved like recruiting 2-sport athletes, and he was big on us staying athletic. So he thinks that playing that in basketball is
cool.
Something we can do to stay in shape. And
Ty, what's your worldly college advice for the Newburyport senior going off? Best advice.
I
know it's tough.
All I have to say is join as much things as you can. Not
Get
just
involved,
intramural, just get involved. Get involved with everything. Do clubs, do activities. Go out if you don't want to go out sometimes. You meet some great people. I mean,
you can get trapped in the room, can't you? I'm sure you guys know some people.
You can definitely get trapped in your room, and like we were talking about sleeping. I mean, it's college now. It's your schedule. No one's telling you when to get up. No one's telling you when to go to class. But no, definitely surround yourself with people you want to surround yourself with that are doing good things, not just bad things and sleeping in. But get involved, do a lot of stuff, get out there.
Even those professors don't really care if you show up, do they?
No, they don't. So get out of your comfort zone.
It is on
get ready
you
for something new.
That's cool. And final 30 seconds, boys. What's the best, clean, funny story you remember about Ty, about Scott?
Oh my God!
Back then,
I don't even know. You're asking me to reach way back with 30 seconds left.
He was a younger player when you were on the. You were the veteran, right?
I mean, honestly, like, I think locker room was the best, just talking to him, everyone just making jokes, cracking jokes. I mean, he was a great player, always had his head on his shoulders, so he was more making plays. I was more the kid that was making the jokes. But, I mean, it was a great time. It was a great time in high school.
How about you, Scott? You remember this guy? I remember coaches always said you were a good leader, even though you're in the penalty box half the time, Ty. But
definitely. It'd have to be Ty running his mouth from the bench or even on the ice.
Yeah.
Definitely some good times at North Reading, I remember.
Thank you for keeping this clean. I very much appreciate this, Scott. See that? Ty smiles just at the mention of North Reading.
Yeah, definitely keep it clean.
I think that's a good time to end it right there, boys. Thank you, guys. It was great catching up with you. It was fun. We'll bring you back in again someday and see what in your case, Ty, what you're doing in the real world.
I'll be real world.
And Scott will check back in when we hopefully you can get back on the diamond and have a great year.
Yeah.
Get healthy.
Thank you.
Both you guys get healthy, huh?
Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure catching up with you, boys. Big thanks to Lily Doucette, radio producer today, David Kramer on the TV side. For all of you watching at home, thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody. That's it for the week. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. We do it every Tuesday and Thursday, 3 o'clock right here on Joppa Radio. My name is Drew Moholland. This has been Afternoon Drive. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.